So, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea how much storage I have to film this. So I'm going to try to make it God first, as short as possible. Even though with me, that's usually not really possible because almost everything goes to 15 minutes, if not more. But this is me, your boy, the man, NJ2TheCity with the number 2 and TO. So I'm not sitting down. I'm actually in my second room, which is my original room when we moved over here. You know, in here, which is almost like a studio warehouse to an extent because I'm kind of digging in things and grabbing things to futurely sell on my online stores that are on Shopify, and so on. So I just had the idea. Let me go ahead and put what I have just talked to myself about. Let me go ahead and put it on video right quick to let everybody know. So my legacy of Nease is probably part two of that story. My legacy Nease, once again, ladies and gentlemen, there's just something about my legacy Nease, what I did with, once again, going out my way to meet everybody and being the ambassador and, and just sharing God's love with everybody, heart, wisdom, common sense, and you could say more. There's just something about that I'm telling you draws me back to middle school and draws me back to high school. When I say draws me back to middle school, I mean of like this is not stuff that I did when I was in middle school, but it draws me back to like those middle school age groups of I want to pass this on to you. So when you get to Nease, or whatever high school you go to, you're better prepared on how to deal with things, how to handle things, how to recover from things, not let all the stress get to you, and so on and so on. Again, I've had multiple people hit me up that I went to school with, that have graduated and are still at Nease now and in Valley Ridge, and more hitting me up saying thank you for everything that you've done, for us. It was beautiful. It was great. Keep doing what you're doing. Had a great impact on us, and so on. I'm very thankful that God has blessed me with the talent, the charisma, the courage to go out there and support everybody, even as an alumni. You got to realize, at least of what I've noticed over the last few years, ladies and gentlemen, most of our alum are not coming back to our schools for anything, at least from what I've noticed. What that means is you won't see many alumni coming back for football games, volleyball games, soccer games, nothing. Keynote. I'm talking about the alumni that stayed in town, like around the PV, Nease, St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra area. I'm talking about the kids around that area that stayed in town locally for college, who go to schools like UNF, SJR, St. John's, UNF, SJR, and I think it's Florida. It's FSCJ. You could even say Daytona Beach, or not Daytona Beach, Daytona State, but definitely those top three that I named. That's what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I have multiple friends that I know for a fact are still in town locally, but don't come back for any Nease sporting events. Dare I say to say they were Valley Ridge? They don't really come back for any Valley Ridge events. More of Nease sport events, but you get the point because Valley Ridge literally just opened up in 2014. So I don't know how much you can really count that towards graduation population, but I know we have 4 classes right there in Nease now. But I mean, if you want to count that, you can, but I know I'm counting probably more of the Nease population. I can tell you many kids that I went to school with over the last few years, they have not come back to Nease for anything. Ladies and gentlemen, that angers me. Why? I'm the ambassador. I literally spent and sacrificed the last practically 3 years, if not more, of my time and of my life biking to and from my home in Nocatee to PV, Nease, and Valley Ridge. Why? To support my friends and to support my school slash our schools. That's what I did. Okay? That's what I did. And it halfway angers me a little bit to know how many people actually played these sports, volleyball, soccer, football, and you're never coming back to see the new team, holler at a coach, do anything? Especially if you stay local. Out of 5 games, you couldn't come back to 2, if not 3. The best I'm asking is 3, or the most, better yet. The most I'm asking is 3, but you couldn't come back to at least 2, but definitely 3. But yeah, Nate is biking his butt back and forth for years. But there, I say it, not everybody has the same love for Nease, Valley Ridge, PV, whatever school, as I do. And that's why people have called me very unique, one of a kind, and positively special, in a unique type way. Because of stuff like that. Because not many people do what I do, care to do what I do, and so on. But the question is, why? It's not rocket science to go out there and support your friends. It's not rocket science to go out there and, again, step outside your comfort zone, might be, to build a legacy. You don't have to step outside your comfort zone to do it, but I'm just saying that's what I had to do a little bit to go out there and build mine. I went out there and I talked to really everybody I got first could, got to know some people, made my voice louder, gave speeches, etc. Wanted to get to know all the freshmen and let them know you're the future of the school and Nease loves you. You get the point. That's what I did. I'm blessed to have done what I did. And I'm telling you that for everybody that pretty much says that, Nate, you're 21 years old, move on with your life, go to college. That's the problem. College is not calling me. The problem is high school and middle school is calling me. Why? Because there's just something about it that I can barely fathom to an extent. Something about it that just says that's where you're most needed. In college, it's a whole different ball game. And dare I say, it's like I want to say a ball game of like, I just really can't describe it, but I just feel like it's a whole different ball game that if you're not ready for it, do not force yourself into it to prove any bias points to anybody else but yourself. And that's why I'm not in college right now at 21 years old. Graduated class of 2018 for Nease, because I can tell you my calling just doesn't tell me go to college. If anything, it tells me stay around here for Nease as long as you can, for Valley Ridge, PV as long as you can, to donate, to give back, to go out to the sporting events, cheer people on, and be that vocal leader continuously within the community, helping uplift souls, uplift smiles, and let people know this is tomorrow. This is the betterment. This is how we build school homes, schools families, and school foundations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not rocket science, and I just don't understand why people keep pretending as if my thinking is rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's not outlandish. It's not out of this world. I think it's basic common sense, particularly when you know Jesus. It's really common sense. But then, like I said, I just said if you know Jesus, and a lot of people don't know Jesus, so you could kind of fill in the blanks there if you want to. The point there is, ladies and gentlemen, at 21 years old, I can tell you, I've been told before that, I needed to grow up in a, certain sentiment when it comes to why is your mentality so in high school, so in middle school, like why are you always trying to go back to Nease to, again, be a part of the student section, share on your friends that are still there, and etc. Or it was sad that I still knew kids that are there. Because I'm a vocal person, I'm an outgoing person, I knew almost everybody at the school. I was like one of the most popular kids, if not the most popular kid at the school for the last few years, if not all 5 years, and so on. I went out my way, I built something, I had an impact, I made something out of my time. I didn't just go there and just fail academically, even though my academic grades were not the best, just to let you know. I didn't just go there and fail academically. I went there and I built something, I made a name for myself, I created you could say again, an impact, and I just want to continuously give back. I mean, it's not hard. It's just not hard. And I wish people would open up their eyes to what God has in front of them, to just literally stop being closed-minded. That's why we have the population that we have for so many cases, variations. I can't really go into the categories, but you get the point of people just are closed-minded and all they see is what they've been biasly trained on. What I got trained on, my faith trained me on, okay? My faith trained me on an open mindset and to truly get to know both sides of the story, love thy neighbor as thyself, and give back. Give back to the kids, to the families, to the homes, to the communities as a whole, and just do what you can to just own it. Pretty much almost everything that Tebow already does, to an extent, and almost any basic humanitarian. God the Father. He's good. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's quite amazing. By the way, I am one of Tim Tebow's biggest fans. That does not mean I know everything about him, because I do not, but I am one of his biggest fans. I grew up watching him and the Gators, so God bless him. I just hope to God that he realizes, hey, the XFL is coming up. Let me lace up these football cleats, because people want to see me on the football field. I'm one of them. I want to see Tebow on the football field so bad again. Schooling everybody, proving, hey, I can still make it anywhere I want, okay? Anywhere I want. Because the NFL snubbed him and snubbed a few other guys I'm just not going to name right now. But they snubbed a lot of people. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want everybody to understand that if you definitely were to wonder why Nate is still around, why Nate still wants to be around high school, middle school, because my soul and my heart is calling towards it. That's why. Those are the age ranges that, to an extent, probably need you the most when it comes to how to fit in socially, not be afraid to stand out socially, and not be afraid to be your own person, and how to deal with anxiety and depression a little bit. And just an extra, I love you. I can tell you for a fact, for a lot of kids, goes a long way. And if not a I love you, I believe in you. I know that goes a long way. Why? Because I spent the last few years in Nease doing both of those things and had kids tell me constantly how that made such a big difference in their day and in their life. There's kids that literally spent no more than 30 seconds with me and automatically crown me as I'm their inspiration. And they spend no more than 30 seconds with me. I'm telling you, the impact and influence is so godly. I can't not explain it other than by God. And that's once again part of my big biblical testimony of everything I have ever said and done, for the most part, that is of God. It's amazing how what the impact that you can make when you, like I said before, if not stepping outside your comfort zone, when you just continuously embrace more of what you already know and put it towards the forefront to grow, to let yourself grow, let your impact grow, let your influence grow, build a legacy, even in the smallest of pieces. I'm telling you, kids everywhere out there, you can start building a legacy at any age, from the smallest of pieces. Whatever age you are, the smallest of pieces can and will make a big difference towards the long haul if you are dedicated and committed to learning how to put those pieces together. And that's one of the top things that I don't believe a lot of our schools are teaching our kids whatsoever, which is what one of the reasons why a lot of kids go into school, come out hating school, and never want to come back. Because nobody's teaching or talking like I talk when it comes to building legacies, making impacts, and foundations. It's called school families, school homes, and school foundations for a reason. Why is that so hard for people to understand? It's not hard to treat these kids with love, respect, integrity, discipline. How hard is that? I mean, again, I don't get how hard that is. How do you think I became so popular at Nice over the years? Because of that exact same thing. At least from the most people that love me, from that exact same thing. Showing love, discipline, character, respect, responsibility, whatever, you name it. It's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, so I just started a new Twitter titled BNE NJ2TheCity. That's the account I'm going to post all these videos on now to continuously help promote them, because I'm not going to stop doing blogs pretty much ever. So I got to get more views on them over time, and that's just my new account to do that, because some of these blogs, they get views, but some of them barely crack over 5 or over 10. And I'm tired of that when I know I've been doing YouTube since like probably 2015 or whatever else year it was. Again, depends on how far you go back in this thing. Some got over 100, some got over 50. But the problem is, I'm continuously blogging, and these numbers are too shaky, too up and down, and I gotta get them more consistent. So that's what I'm doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank everybody for caring about me, for watching this video, for watching everything and entertaining everything. And again, God is good. And if you want to know how I became, for the most part, the vocal leader that I am towards the young middle schools and high schools, it's easy. Just know Jesus. Get to know Jesus today, and I'm telling you, he will change your life for better tomorrow. And that's just what it is. And because I'm telling you, one of the biggest things that I can tell you, 21 years old, I regret is 21 years old is fun and it's freeing, but the problem is it's not as fulfilling because I'm not around my niece family. That is what I can tell you for a little bit of a fact, if not majority fact, is what separates being 21 from being 19 or being 18 or whatever age, is that it's freeing and fulfilling, but I want to be around my niece family. I want to be around my Valley Rich kids. I want to be around to support, encourage, mentor, and just be a good friend, or just be a good listener, or just be there to chaperone, or whatever else. That's just my calling, and I don't have to get paid for it. But if you do want to pay me, go to my PayPal. I'll eventually leave a link. Eventually, if not in this video, other videos. Go to PayPal and donate anything. Anything God first helps, or even go on one of my online stores and buy some clothing if you want to support, because that's what it is. That's where I feel the calling. That's where my heart is. That's where my soul is. I'm telling you, that's for the events of all people in Christ's name. And I just hope and pray people wake up and understand that it's more than what you think, but it's simpler than what you think. Just ask God, and Jesus will show you the way. Take care. More videos coming soon. Borderman NJ to the City. out.